Well, back playing Resident Evil 6 on my own. Anybody have seen the film Men of Honor? I got this message popping up. I don't know what's going on really. Anyway, sit rep or update for anybody who's even interested. There has been numerous reports made to the police in regards to the crackhead neighbours that we've got. The latest one has been to do with Tamsin's workplace. Now, Tamsin works for a place in town which is part of a foundation. I don't really want to give too much away for safety reasons, but the company is LSCAL, which is a Leicester charity, which then this company outreaches people for. Now, they knew that Tamsin needed her wages because she needed to buy gas, electric, food, shopping, and they are now put her into a position where she may have to go out and do things to get money because she doesn't have any money for gas or food. She's still living off my money for my food and my gas and electric, which is a bit difficult and a bit daft. Which is where we're at. I called the police yesterday in regards to something turning up inside the flat that wasn't there. And yeah, so that's the new method of operation at the moment. Is I've got a massive call log of calls to the police of things that either move or go missing because Tamsin says she has nothing to do with any of it. And if she says she has nothing to do with anything with it, then who am I not to believe her? Right? So therefore she'll have to answer them in the long run anyway. But then I call it mental abuse from somebody who already suffers from emotional personality disorder, which means she just mentally and emotionally abuses people by telling 1 minute they love you and they want you, but then the next minute they don't. It's been probably 7 days since her last hit on Class A's probably. She nearly had a lapse today and nearly went out to go and get some. She's done quite well, to be fair. We had to have a little rant and rave at each other, so she's not happy with me at the minute. She's in the other room. But yeah, that's just pretty much where we're at. She's had a bit of a rant and a rave. And she says I'm patronising her when I turn around and say, well, I'm being sympathetic. So, for example, if I give you my tone of voice like, come on now, Tammy, sort yourself out. You know what's going on. You know what you're doing. You know you're just ashamed to admit it or anything like that. I mean, look, I feel bad for you. I can't help you unless you want to help yourself. Is that me being patronising, or is that me being sympathetic to her symptoms and what's going on? But anyway, she gets like this from time to time. And I suppose she does it in a way because the only time she does it is when that fucking Grant Slaney comes around. But when I called the police yesterday, I turned around and said, oh, I'll come round and take a statement from you at 10 o'clock. I was like, alright then. Anyway, I went to walk the dog round the block. And I came back and it was bang on 10:05. And lo and behold, Grant Slaney turns up, walks around the block at 10:05. No police turned up to take a statement of things that are coming in and out of the flat, things that have gone missing or anything like that. And I thought, maybe this guy who said he was a career gangster and a career criminal in prison is not a career gangster or criminal in prison. Maybe he's trying to be a bent copper. Because he turned up all wearing blue. I don't know really. So yeah, I don't know what his fucking objective is, but every time he comes around, she kicks off, goes a bit crazy. 1 minute she's loving me, like, oh yeah, I'll put you on a tenancy agreement, we'll get a joint claim, we'll get a bank account. That's my idea anyway. Then she just moans about decorating and doing her flat up. I'm like, excuse me, miss, I am not touching your flat, because I'm not doing what the last bitch did to me, where she comes in, I move in with her, help furnish all the flat, do all this, that and the other, and then she just kicks me out of my arse. That ain't happening. If we're together, we're doing things properly. If we're not together, then we're not doing anything at all. And it's simple as that with me and her. She comes around when she wants something. Like last week, I said, we're going food shopping. She was like, nah, going around my mum's all day. I was like, alright then. And then she sat around her mum's all day. And then she moaned at me about not eating because I was eating without her. I was like, what are you on about? I was like, well, don't your mum and dad feed you when you sit round there all day? Like, no. So what do you expect, to come home at 10, 11 o'clock at night and me to feed you? I mean, you're not being funny, but I'm not your dad, am I? And it's getting pretty much ridiculous now. So it's coming to that time when it's like, well, I've either got to destroy all my stuff and then leave. And leave her to do whatever the fuck she wants to do. Because she's certainly trying to play two sides of the coin. Or it's either that, or it's because of the drug up and downs and she's going through a drug withdrawal. So it's kind of like she gets grace for the drug withdrawal. She gets to chill out for a little bit. She gets the benefit of the doubt. But I know full well that when it comes down to payday or anything else, she comes around and she's like, oh, well, blah, 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 blah. Do you know what I'm saying? And then it kind of takes the mick, really. But yeah. In regards to the dog, me and the dog have been doing absolutely brilliant. Me and the dog have been doing to a dog trust training thing. And it was £70 for 4 weeks. Well, £75 with a £5 donation at the end. Pays for the treats and the certificate, I suppose. But she had a dog training college to rebuild her confidence after the arguments and everything back at home. But yeah, all those type of things. So that's pretty much where I'm at now. You know, when you're just getting so fed up with somebody's bullshit, it's like, look, I'm trying to help you here, but you're not playing ball. You're just making me more ill, or trying to confuse me more, and I already have issues. Okay, so now we've got some audio and microphone working, because the microphone got cut off. I do apologise. But yeah, I don't know if any of these friends are here. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much where I'm at. And I've also made a report to the police about somebody being in my telephone line, being in my phone and being in my network. So I've had to report that to the police as well. She went quiet on the telephone line for about 10 minutes while she was making a phone call to somebody. Yeah. So other than that, the next thing really now is doctors and find out why I'm getting serious pains in my big toe and in my left calf. Because I woke up this morning and my knees and my elbows are starting to feel all stuck, as in like stiff, and sometimes my speech goes slurred, like the left hand side of my tongue gets heavy and drops to one side. I don't know what that is, but it's really annoying. But we keep getting this message trying to bring me back over here. So we need to get to the bottom of what's going on, and whether that's some religious bullshit to do with a swine herd, or, you know, like, here come the swine, come fly or die, boy. What can I say? Or whether it's actually genuine sickness. I know that my mental health's genuine. I know that some of my physical health's genuine because I have actual physical symptoms of it. It's just getting to the bottom of everything in order for them to provide treatment, the correct treatment. And that's all I need. The correct treatment. And then the NHS, then people might stop being poisoned about the NHS trying to kill people. But yeah. So Men of Honor, when I was watching Men of Honor, the sixth step, when the bloke says to him, you'll be passed out by the sixth step, and he gets up and he's only got one leg, Martin Bashir, and he gets up, Lottie, lay down. And he gets up and he walks with that suit on. He has the diver's suit, gets up unassisted, and he says, I want my 10 cookie. And he does his 10 steps. And he says, don't worry, you'll be passed out by the sixth step. Now, from what I've read, and from what I heard, sixth step is all about the honesty. The level of honesty about it. As in, like, honour. But anyway, let's get into Resident Evil 6. Now, I've been thinking about Resident Evil all fucking day. In regards to... Oh yeah, another thing as well. I bought my son a motorcycle for his birthday. And the idea was to get a provisional driver's license, get the bike insured, get it delivered. The only problem is I left the bike in the back garden, removed the carb, didn't do anything to the electrical system. I came out one day, came back, and then there was a snail on there. I was like, what the fuck's a snail doing there? And to me it sounds like the edge of James sitting on a brick. You know those poems at the back of the Winnie the Pooh book? The Winnie the Pooh encyclopedia with all the Winnie the Pooh stories in? With Ernest the elephant and stuff like that. So it was like James sitting on the edge of a brick. So someone came along and tampered with the electrical system. Which means now it's either they put it back to how it was themselves, not by eye or air, and they can undo what they've done, or I just have to buy another one. And then what I'll do is I'll transfer my baptism certificate to Roman Catholic and then Jacob on it. Which would cost me something like £27. Which ain't really a lot of money, to be fair. But anyway, back to the subject matter. Lottie's still sitting here thinking she's on camera. If anybody was here when I first got the dog, she used to sit here with a toy and chew on a toy. She's sitting here watching the TV screen now, watching this controller in my hand, like, what is this magical device? You good, Lottie? Yeah. Come on then. Settle. 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 Yes. Good girl. But anyway, Resident Evil 6, I was thinking about like a new thing, and although Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 8 might turn out to be cult classics, I think that we're missing the realism of Resident Evil with the thing against corporate, you know, how it's a corporate thing. And I'm thinking about just sitting here, writing a script for it, and just coming up with a storyline basically, because it's going to need a reboot to reach a new audience. Now this game was good because it's all action packed, right? But the thing is that's missing is all of those files. And here come our heroes, Leon and Helena.
Leon?
Just came from a giant, whatever it was, a water snake, shark fight, whatever.
What are you doing here?
I'm on protective detail.
So I reckon this game is about the hepatitis C virus. Oh yeah, bleeder. Oh shit. Hey, look at that. Thanks, Joe. Good old Sherry Bear. Remind you of your dad much? Oh, come on, hurry up and reload. So yeah, these things have all been reported properly. And I've gone through all the correct channels to get them dealt with. Oh, why did you jump down? Now you're in the blast radius, you dumbass. That's another thing that's annoying about this computer game a little bit. And why does it take so long to get 1500 kills when you don't get handgun ammo pickup? Like, increase, you only get iteming, you don't get handgun ammo, you only get this part, but yeah. But this game's more basic. The game is missing the files, you know, the backstory. It doesn't really feel in depth. Not like all the previous Resident Evils. Like, there's no real twists or turns or anything where a hero becomes the villain and the villain becomes the hero or anything like that. So it kind of, I can see why a lot of people said the game flopped. I do enjoy the game though. There's plenty of things to unlock and it'll probably take a while, but I think they focus more on the mercenaries mode and try to get their online gameplay up, but Capcom still haven't managed to get it sorted yet. That Oosternacher, fucker, innit? Yeah, alright, mate. Oh, I managed to fix the PlayStation, which turned out to be the CPU paste ended up coming off all of the CPU. And I learned something else as well. It has a CMOS battery in it. Now, there was a problem with the computer game remembering stuff and the HDMI port. The moment I removed the CMOS battery and reinstalled the CMOS battery, the PlayStation started working. So yeah, you got a PS4 and it's got problems. Try removing the CMOS battery.
How is he still standing? Don't get me started. The baby the four.
Just like an old-fashioned MS-DOS computer, you know? You know, when the battery would run out and it'd have a clock and you have to keep resetting the date and time every time it booted up. They get really annoying. That's basically what happens. But if you permanently remove the CMOS battery, you never remember any of the settings. But it seemed like the thermal paste. I don't know why I'm wasting ammo on this guy, because you don't actually defeat him. It's not my boss to defeat, but... Oh, wait a minute.
I was hoping you were exaggerating.
Wait, not. Doesn't mean we gotta make things easy for him.
Oh, hello, big fella. Oh, treasure. Oh shit. Yeah, a little help. Come on, in the chin. Oh, how do I get up there? So yeah, I think she's being a victim of
We're gonna head to the Wu Long building over in
a bit like
Kuche.
Jeffrey Epstein.
That's where I'm meeting with Simmons.
Man, do you read me?
You know what I mean?
You went dark after the plane went
So anyway, the problem
down.
is,
A minute ago, but you weren't picking
is
me
the
up.
problem is that they are
First intention isn't far off. Stick
the
to your
company
current
that
plan.
subcontracts out to her is Matoili Wealth Management. Now they're a wealth management team that sponsor a certain team, and the issue is when she goes to work, she performs these acts, and they're allowing her to do it, and they're withholding her wages on purpose, which is what's causing her to be in these situations, or thinking that someone like me, or trying to take advantage of people, so they have to come and buy and pay everything for her. But that stops here. So therefore, they're the ones that built the building, they're responsible for it. Now, I've tried to report to the police to get them to start an investigation into Matoili's businesses and who they're involved with, and the local authorities they're involved with, because we all know that the local authorities, especially Bin local authority, are just as sleazy as Jeffrey Epstein's gang.
Trouble.
You know what I mean? Now, I mean, if she wasn't a child of the local authority to begin with, and she was just a regular person that got trapped, I could understand, but because she's a little bit like me, not a lot, just a little bit, then I wonder if I can shoot this like this. No, you can't shoot it like this is story. I just know that it's totally wrong, because it's Regina that would be doing it to herself. So when you look at the court system and the way that it works, Regina is actually being an absolute bitch.
Great. 3 separate locks.
Jesus. Alright. Let's just figure out a way to open
You know what I mean? So they have two choices: either investigate and shut the crack den down next door, or, because Grant Slaney, he's involved with local authority, it's obvious. You know, I grew up with them, like Michael Ayres and stuff like that, and they was all Labour councillors. Now it's not a shot at Labour, but Keir Starmer has decided to make himself anti-freaking righteous and perfect right of the whole entire world, and he's made a rod for his own back, basically. I mean, the thing is like, her abuser when she was a child was a crack cocaine user. And because she was a crack cocaine user, because he was a crack cocaine user, and now we're living next door to crack cocaine and heroin, it's a bit close to home, you know what I mean? Causing psychological issues and damage, and the local authorities should have known not to put those type of people around her, but yet they did. Especially when it comes down to knowing each person's vices and drug effects and things like that. They should have known. Kind of reminds me of them people in 2019. But yeah, we're at the point now where she can only help herself. By coming clean into what she does or how she's doing it and who's doing it. About coming clean about what she does, how she's doing it, who she's doing it with. So she only can help herself now. Nobody else can help her. And we know how complex these issues can be. I mean, I was watching a documentary the other day about Zona Divas, and it was a escorting website, and they found it so hard in Mexico to shut them down. It was so difficult. And 3 of the working girls lost their lives. One wanted to die and arranged their own death, and the other was murdered by somebody who was their assassin or their murderer. And he said, "Do you love me?" And she had to say yes. And he made her cut her own toe off and send it to him. He gave her 24 hours to get out of Mexico. And she kept needing the money to get out. And it's a shame to let these women die in vain. And the police said to me, "Why do you think the police ain't doing anything about it?" I said, "Because the police use prostitutes." And I'm sitting there thinking, well, maybe then that what should happen is that if the police are ever seen, known or thought to be using prostitutes under investigation, right, then they should be sacked for one, for a conflict of interest, and 2, it's not in the interest of safety. It's not in the interest of safety for the citizen. Unless they're using licensed escorts. Now, with the police using child abused girls, that's even more of a problem, you know what I mean? Like more of a hypocrisy. It's even worse. Which goes to show the systemic problem within our justice system and with our police forces, especially in Leicester City. Let's go. Because it's in the conflict of interests. Because then these police can be manipulated, trapped or used against the system. and then they become corrupt. I mean, people can't say it never happens because it's in the news and in newspapers and independent news agencies and stuff like that all the time. All the time. But no matter how much we bring it to light, nobody ever does anything. But it just goes to show that Leicester City and my council are genuinely Keith Vaz's paedophiles. Quite genuinely. Genuinely. Oh shit. So because these things are quite complex, it's difficult to bring them down. So you need a multi-agency, you need an agency task force to regulate not only the frickin' nonsense of the world like U-Tree or whatever things are there, but ones where they investigate internal systems, such as police, governments, and all that kind of stuff. They're wasting their time because half the time, some of it is actually caked and entrapment by the police and by the local authorities. Do you not agree? But they investigate the wrong people sometimes.
Come on, let's get some answers.
I mean, I remember the last time I was arrested, they said, oh, we're going to be at a van at the end of the alleyway after we drive past your mum's. And I was in an Enterprise van. And I got released on bail. I was like, what the fuck? Anyway, I went to go to her mum's. And I walked down to her mum's, and lo and behold, a van with 4 or 5 men in it walked around the corner, and then Tamzin came home, and she said she was complaining about being sore. She was complaining about having backache. She had all these things going on. This reminds me of Resident Evil, the movie shit this does. Oh, come on, hurry up. Oh, come on, I made that one.
We'll take the stairs.
But yeah. Oh, I hate this bit. The problem is though, is what I can see is due to disrepute of Matoili Wealth Company and management, would Matoili PLC, would the actual people with wealth withdraw their funds and withdraw them from their clientele services? Most likely. I would if I was a wealthy business owner.
Locked.
Engaging lock. Testing for prototypes.
I've got the company number.
I'll ask her once we catch her.
Leon, I'm trying to get the lock open for you, but the security's pretty tight. I'll keep trying to hack it, but see if you can bypass it manually.
What's shooting at me for, you dizzy cow?
Move it.
Not now.
Security breach.
You run interference. I'll work with Hunnigan to override security.
Alright, quick shot in the market, why is that?
Security breach detected in room 0.
You've got internet hopefully, no? I ain't got to worry about you too much.
Security breach
I don't take its mate out though.
Security breach detected in room 1. Disengaging locks in room 1.
Someone doesn't want us to catch Ada. She might not be working alone.
Someone's been throwing rubber on my goodies.
We have to talk!
Oh shit.
Don't lose her! I won't! Ada! There she is. Cut her off. I've got her.
Oh man. Oh, I didn't know that was there. Right, okay. But then again, I don't think anybody actually cares about what happens to people. And that's the sickening part. It's like all those that are listening to what I'm talking about don't actually give a shit. And they should be ashamed of themselves.
Target is Simmons. Always has been.
I don't regret not following.
We'll have to worry about Ada later. Right now, we need to focus on Simmons.
And it comes down to like
Let's go get this son of a bitch.
like who the wrong one really is. And now we know. But I think we should set up a new police force, one that can actually get shit done. We should disband the Metropolitan Police and bring back the thief takers. which is what they were called before, thief takers. Look up the history.
We won't. We're ending this now.
Which means I'm gonna probably leave.
We're coming for you, Simmons.
Woo! Yes, Simmons, we're coming for you. I'm not even in a good way either. I need the red herb more, sorry. Yeah, we're coming for you, Jimmy. We're coming for you. We're coming for you, Vaz. We're coming for you. Again.
I'm just giving you exactly what you gave.
You know what I hate about this game? Is there's no freaking save point. What the fuck did you turn around for? missed my shotgun shield. But yeah. Oh shit. Ah, what are you doing? Alright, fair enough. Go, 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 go. Run, run, run. Oh. What the fuck? Ah. You are dead. Shit happens. Alright. But yeah. I am going to go make another fag. we've got a save point now. Yeah, saving, finally. Anyway, end of the broadcast. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.